The Sonic franchise has a continuity of Sonic games that spans over a 31-year period. You know, it's pretty impressive that this franchise hasn't died off or been thrown to the side to never be remembered. Sonic is still standing with us to this very day. In fact, he's standing better than ever. But let's be honest with ourselves, while it is cool that Sonic has had such a long-lasting continuity, we all know it's definitely not perfect. Look, after 31 years, there's bound to be some mistakes made by Sega and Sonic Team, and you know, there definitely was. But that's okay, because we can look past all of that by using headcanons to make the continuity look more exciting or make more sense. If you are unfamiliar with the term headcanon, to put it as simply as possible, it's basically a belief or an idea of some piece of art that was never approved by the authors. An example of a headcanon would be that Sonic listens to an unhealthy amount of Michael Jackson's music in his alone time. That's obviously never been confirmed by Sega or Sonic Team, but it's still a fun idea that could be true. And trust me, it could definitely be true because if you know Sonic Twitter, they do all kinds of weird stuff, alright? Now, this is Sonic fans' favorite thing to do ever because, you know, Sonic is interesting, so I decided that at the end of this video, I'm gonna go over to twitter.com and judge all of your guys' own headcanons and tell you if they're good or bad, and it's gonna be fun. I get to judge people, I'm so happy. But for the main course of this video, I'm basically just gonna be giving my own headcanons I have for the Sonic series because I don't know, it's funny. I have no better reason than that. However, before we can get into that, I must aggressively peer pressure all of you into hitting subscribe with post notifications on so you can see my future videos, you know. You can also see my videos 2 days early if you become a channel member with the $5 VIP plan. And that's it. I am done selling out. Let the video begin. Okay, starting off, I hope you guys are ready to hear the most pointless Sonic fan type discussion ever. I do not believe Sonic is faster than Shadow the Hedgehog. I like to believe that Shadow is at the same speed as Sonic himself, as equals. Now, growing up, I didn't think that was too controversial to say. I thought we were all in agreement that Sonic and Shadow were equal characters, but I later found out that most people believe Sonic is undeniably faster, and to me, that just sounds lame. The coolest aspect about Shadow when I was younger was the fact that he was on an equal playing field to Sonic. He was just as fast, he was just as powerful, and that's what made him so great. That's why he's like one of my favorite characters. With Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic actually had a character that he could rival with that had very similar abilities to him. Yes, there was Knuckles, but he's not as fast as Sonic, and, you know, Shadow is way cooler. Cry about it. I know that people will bring up a bunch of instances that insinuates that Shadow is weaker and slower than Sonic, such as the character speeds in Sonic 06. But guess what? My balls. Okay, get ready, boys, because I'm about to drop my best headcanon, alright? This is about to be a banger, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for this. The Werehog and Chaos are the same. Well, not exactly the same, but just hear me out. Do you guys remember the ending of Sonic Adventure when Chaos uses the negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds? Well, what if the negative energy that Chaos used was actually just Dark Gaia? What if Perfect Chaos is Chaos using the Dark Gaia energy? I mean, Dark Gaia energy could be interpreted as negative energy. That's kind of an easy assumption that could be made, but it still goes a step further. At the beginning of Sonic Unleashed, we see Sonic transform into the Werehog. After that is complete, the emeralds lose their color, just like how the emeralds lost their color when Chaos used them in Sonic Adventure. So, I like to believe that the Werehog and Chaos's many transformations are both just results of being tainted by the Dark Gaia energy. And you know what makes this even cooler? There's a cutscene near the end of Sonic Unleashed where Sonic and Chip are having a nice heart-to-heart conversation. Chip mentions that the reason why Sonic doesn't turn evil after being tainted by Dark Gaia is because of his strong sense of morality. Which, alone, that is already a great scene, but under the knowledge that Sonic is maintaining his morality even after being corrupted by the same energy that the god Perfect Chaos was corrupted by, hits a lot harder because, have you seen this guy? That is a lot to hold in. I hope Sonic doesn't let his inner demons get to him at night, like, jeez. Anyways, this is my favorite Sonic headcanon, and I don't really care if it has a lot of plot holes or if it doesn't make sense because it sounds really cool to me, and that's all that matters to me, man, so I'm gonna believe it. Alright, so this headcanon has been proven completely wrong, and I will get to that, but I'm gonna talk about it regardless, because it's cool, and I'm proud of myself for coming up with it. When I first played Sonic Lost World, I was convinced that Sonic killed the entirety of the Deadly Six, with the one exception being Zavok. Yeah, that's right. I think Sonic legitimately murdered these guys in cold blood, and I believed that for a very long time. The reason why is because throughout Sonic Lost World, when Sonic defeats one of the Deadly Six, you know, they just jump away, like little critters. However, for the very last fights you have with each of the Deadly Six, they don't jump away. They blow up into dust. I always thought that was such a strange detail. Like, why would you change the most unimportant animation for the final fights? Well, of course, it was because the developers were trying to tell me that Sonic killed them. Then, in Team Sonic Racing, it says in Zavok's character bio that he's the former leader of the Deadly Six. Why is he former? Is it because Sonic killed all of them? You see, this was my headcanon for the past few years, and I love this headcanon. I truly did believe it. But then Sega announced that the IDW comics were canon. And if you've read the IDW comics, you would know that the Deadly Six is perfectly alive and well. Dang you, Ian Flynn, I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. I mean, you know what they say. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to become a One Piece fan. All jokes aside, I'm happy that the IDW comics are canon. I just wish the Deadly Six were dead. It's that simple. Okay, if we're gonna talk about headcanons, I gotta talk about this somewhere in the video. Sonic's age. Oh yes, we're going there. Obviously, in the past, Sega has stated multiple times that Sonic is 15. However, recently they just said, screw it, he doesn't have an age. Probably because they were tired of Sonic fans who won't stop asking so many dumb questions about it. But Sonic fans don't matter, only I matter. So, what do I personally think about Sonic's age? Well, I believe currently Sonic is around 18 to 19 years old. I say that because ever since the Meta era began, I've always envisioned Sonic as an adult in my head. And you know what? I actually prefer adult Sonic over teenage Sonic. I think that is way cooler, and the current Sonic voice actor, Roger Craig Smith, is better than all the previous voice actors. I know some of you are fuming at that, but just wait. After a few years, the Roger fans will rise, and you will not be able to escape us. Anyways, that's all the headcanons I have, or at least the headcanons that I really care about. Except now, I want to look at your guys' headcanons. I went over to twitter.com, and I asked all of you, what is your favorite Sonic headcanons? And now, I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna look through them, and I'm gonna judge them out of 5 stars. 1 star being the worst, 5-star being the best. It's pretty simple. Please note that I got a lot of responses, and I'm not gonna go through all those. I'm just gonna review the cool ones I have something to say about, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are. It is super late. I am very tired, and now I'm going to read your guys' headcanons on Twitter and rank them out 5 stars. This is gonna be very fun, I hope. Alright, so for our first one, we have from Al the Boy. Gerald making Shadow in Supersonic's image inspired by the mural on Angel Island. Of course, I know exactly what he's talking about here. This has been like a widespread theory that I guess you could kind of consider a headcanon. This one gets a 5 stars because honestly, like, technically, yes, it is a headcanon. It was never confirmed that Gerald got inspiration to make Shadow from the Supersonic mural, but I low-key have already accepted it as canon. When I first heard this, it like absolutely blew my mind because it actually made the classics still feel important despite us being in an entirely different era of Sonic. The idea that without Sonic the Hedgehog 3 that Sonic Adventure 2 could never exist, it really makes the continuity feel like one whole continuity instead of just individual games in a series, which is kind of what the Sonic franchise has turned into up until Sonic Frontiers. But regardless, this is a great headcanon, 5 stars easily. You don't even need me to tell you. Peak. All right, thank you, Al, for that one. All right, who do we got next? Let's see. Cess. Chaos Emeralds in the future during 06 fuse with Solaris and create the Soul Emeralds, and then get Chaos controlled into a different dimension. Solaris being sealed inside the Soul Emeralds, and Blaze being the only one who can use those emeralds because she sealed him in there. What? Okay, I actually never heard about this one. This is completely foreign to me. I've never actually thought about that because technically, yeah, Blaze did like seal Solaris away. And the Soul Emeralds do kind of like give Blaze fire energy, sort of. Like, she got that, like, fire form in Sonic Rush. So, like, yeah, honestly, this is another 5 stars. This is actually pretty good. All right, let's see, who's next? Okay, it seems like Cybrid right here is kind of continuing off of what Al the Boy has said. So basically it's the same theory that Gerald basically got inspiration from the Supersonic mural, but it also explains that the Bio Lizard was inspired by Chaos from the Chaos murals in Sonic Adventure, which just adds an extra layer to this already in-depth, like, headcanon. So once again, this is another 5 stars just because it's just great. Okay, let's look for another one. I want to see a bad headcanon. We've only gotten good ones so far. Alright, what's this one? My idea is that Sonic has repressed feelings for Amy and goes to Rouge for advice, but he plays it off as him not wanting any part of it, when in reality, he probably has commitment issues and does not know how to address them. I'm not gonna lie, by a technical sense, this is a headcanon, right? But I low-key kind of feel like this is more of a fan fiction. But then again, fan fiction and headcanon kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of the same thing. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this one 2 stars because while it could be cool if you're interested in this kind of relationship, I just don't think it impacts the continuity in that exciting of a way, if that makes sense. I want that deep lore stuff that really makes me look at the entire franchise differently. So I hope we get to see more of those, but then again, I kind of want to see a god-awful headcanon, man. I want to see one. Alright, let's see, Chaos X. Probably not a headcanon, but meh. The Super Emeralds aren't a different set of emeralds. They're just regular emeralds, but upgraded / mutated. I mean, that's kind of a weird way to think about it. I mean, that kind of solves the issue of why Sonic never goes back for the Super Emeralds, but then again, it's like, why don't you just upgrade the emeralds again? If I remember correctly, I think it might actually be upgraded Chaos Emeralds, because when you take it into the shrine area, it takes all of your Chaos Emeralds and puts them on the shrine, so maybe it is upgrades. But either way, even if it is true, I don't think it impacts much of the continuity, so I think I'll give this one 3 stars. You know, it's not great, it's not horrible. Alright, Big Sleater, let's see, Sonic is a gay light skin, and Knuckles is his sneak link. How do I respond to this one? What do I say? What can I say? You know, I think I'm just gonna rate this 1 star, and, move on. Okay, we got one from Liam. The end takes form of a moon-like rock because Sonic's interpretation of death is the ark falling on the earth. Shadow's sacrifice is the first time we see Sonic mourn. Sage is an artificial life sacrificing herself like Shadow, and the ancients are connected to the emeralds like Shadow. This might be the best headcanon. This is actually brilliant because Sonic is only shown insecurity like once in the series, and that's when he thought Shadow died in Sonic Adventure 2. Like, you can see him kind of reminiscing over him. So it would make sense that Sonic's interpretation of death would be the ark falling on Earth, because that's when he lost Shadow. I actually really like this headcanon. I did not expect to see something like this. Like, I'm glad I made this video. The continuity of Sonic has gotten a lot more interesting. Alright, we have Dude with Twitter saying Sonic CD is after the classic trilogy, but I feel like that's a popular headcanon. And you are right. That is a very popular headcanon, but guess what? You are 100% wrong. Alright, listen here. Sonic CD takes place after Sonic 1. That was confirmed with Sonic Origins, alright? I don't make the rules here. It just doesn't make sense why Tails would be Sonic's main sidekick for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and then decide to not go on the next journey with Sonic. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like Sonic CD takes place after Sonic 1. But really, I feel like this is more of a debate than a headcanon. And I won this debate, so haha, it's my video. Fight me. 1 star. Okay, we have a headcanon by SCGD that says, my headcanon is that Sonic Heroes was peak Sonic. 0 stars. This is our first headcanon that is getting 0 stars because not only is it wrong, but this is just spreading false propaganda, so that's all I'm gonna say on that one. Let's go find a different headcanon. Okay, our next headcanon is from Versatile, and it says, I headcanon that Crisis City is Speed Highway in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a good one. This is a good headcanon. I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars, because it's not peak, it's not revolutionary, but it really does add a cool twist to Crisis City. Anyways, that's all I have to say. That's a pretty good headcanon. Alright, for our last headcanon, we have Saber Arts. He says, Metal Sonic is roboticized Sonic from the bad future in Sonic CD. I feel like it would explain how Eggman can't just build another Metal Sonic and he believes he's the real Sonic. Okay, I actually really like this headcanon, and I've honestly questioned this myself. Like, while I was playing Sonic CD, I was honestly questioning how Robotnik even created Metal Sonic. It seems like such an advanced creation, and why hasn't he attempted at it again? Like, this was the peak of Robotnik's invention, so honestly, yeah, this is a pretty good headcanon. I give this a 5-star, because honestly, I'm gonna keep this headcanon as well. This is a good one. Alright, those were some interesting headcanons. Some were great, some were, you know, awful, but for the most part, I think I've learned a lot of new and interesting headcanons, so I consider this a W. You stuck till the end. Thank you very much. You're so cool. I love you. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and hit that bell with post notifications on so you get notified of my future content. Also, if you want to support my channel, you can become a channel member, and if you choose the $5 VIP tier, you get to see all my videos 2 days early. I know it's such a great deal. I'm a great guy. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I love you guys, so peace out. My channel members are Sonic Man 715, Snicks, Sonic Pip, Kenny Yonkers, 3 Monic, JNXV, Zats, Polly, the Archer XYZ, Snack Pigeon, Bananas, Junior Ring, Sonic Hub, Chip Chap Chop, the Squeaker Nerd, Super Shax Boom, Sonic Extreme, Super Saiyan Sonic. Make sure to click one of the end card screen videos here. There's a lot of channel members. Thank you all for joining. Love you guys. Peace out.